Hi there, this is the first of a series of videos I want to make on the subject of community in the broadest sense, and I want to make these videos, this series of videos, leading up to the event that I'm hosting down here in Falmouth with the Abominable History Man, Gary Edwards and Richard Coughlin, who are coming down to participate in that event. And I'll put links below to where you can find out more about it and maybe help out. What I want to do as a kind of lead up and to get the kind of conversation going and to try to identify items and agendas to address there is, as I say, to make a series of videos addressing this thing called community, because this is one of those terms that we use a lot here on YouTube, isn't it? We talk about the YouTube community, and we talk about the atheist community, or we talk about the great debate community, or the gamer community, and I often get a sense that we're actually talking about different things here. I get a sense that when the Vlogbrothers talk about the YouTube community, that's quite different to when I talk about it, or when it features in the YouTube terms of service. So this is just a bit of an introduction to start thinking about what that might mean. The kinds of things I want to talk about, or to open out for discussion, are issues such as, what constitutes a community? What do we mean by that term? What variations do we mean by that term? I also want to talk about what the difference is between something like community and related terms like affinity group or fan base or subscribers or even friends. I personally am of the opinion that a community doesn't just consist of your friends, it consists of everybody who you have a kind of in a relationship with, or a relationship of dependence or interdependence with. But again, that's something we can talk about. I also want to think about it in terms of what kind of facilitating mechanisms are provided by this platform, YouTube, the platform that we have here. What kind of facilitating mechanisms are already there that communities can build upon? And secondarily to that, what kinds of mechanisms are we creating, either informally just by developing codes of practice amongst ourselves, or perhaps more formally in terms of how we treat one another, or even use of other kinds of media like Facebook, like G+, like Twitter and so on. What kinds of mechanisms are we putting into place to shape, create, organise, articulate the various communities that we have here, or which share this common platform, and the relationship between all these different layers. Clearly, when YouTube is talking about the community, it's talking about everybody who uses the platform. That's not what I mean, and I guess it's probably not what you mean either. So how these things relate to one another, I think, is going to be key. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because this is just a short introductory one. I'm in the middle of planning another video to talk about how things like debate functions within community. I'll be launching that video tomorrow. I'm trying to make it slightly more scripted and more organised than most of my videos are, to give a bit of value to the service. So if you could have a look at that, that'd be great. If you could also check out in the doobly-doo the information about the event down here in Falmouth that we're organising, and if you are able to get involved in that, there may be ways to literally get involved. There's some interesting news which is on the horizon about that. But if you're able to support it financially, a couple of dollars, that'd be brilliant. In return, all the documentation will go back out there to you as a participant in the community. So I think it's a small price to pay. Anyway, thanks very much for your attention, and if you've got any thoughts yourself about what this term community might mean, or how we might move that discussion forward, I'd be really interested to hear about them, either in comments or in those old video response things. Thanks very much. Bye.